Hey everybody, Brian Z here with another whiteboard session for you today, and we're going to be talking about creating expert status. So one of the things, in 2019 and moving forward that people have to understand, and you see it with my stuff, is creating a personal brand. And there's so many ways out there to do different things and research on doctors and clinics and so on and so forth, that you really have to give them a reason above and beyond a sales pitch to be a patient of yours. So let's say I'm an orthodontist, and I know how good I am, and people are interested in Invisalign and so on and so forth. You need to educate the community about that. You can't just say, oh, we offer it, and if the person answering the phone in my office gets that question, then the answer is yes. That's not good enough. That's not how you're going to really build your business and create that ideal lifestyle that you set out to create. So there's a couple things I want to go over with this. So this illustration here is a pretty simple process on what your patients are going through and why they need your help. So the frowny face is the example of where they're at. So let's say they're in chronic pain, and they need relief for their pain, and they've tried physical therapy, and they've tried cortisone injections, and they've tried different things, and it didn't work. So they've got a lot of hesitations. They want to get to this point, but they've got a lot of what we call false beliefs. And false beliefs will indicate with an X. And in order to get to here, you've got to get them past these false beliefs. And false beliefs could be, a typical one is, I tried that. Or I have a friend that said it didn't work for them. I'm not willing to do that. So with your personal brand and the messages that you can put out to the community are going to knock down these false beliefs. In a typical sales webinar or an infomercial, so to speak. Next time you do this little exercise, if you see an infomercial late night on TV or something like that, look at how many false beliefs they address during their messaging. So it could be, it could be anything. Let's say it's for an exercise machine. Why it doesn't work for a certain faction. I'll probably be sore in the morning, or it takes up too much room, or blah, 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 blah. They're going to start to knock down all of those false beliefs one at a time. So by the time you get to the end of the infomercial, you've gone, oh, well, they've addressed everything that was in my head. I might as well buy it now because it's obviously going to work. That's what we kind of have to do with your patients in the community. So when we put out content, and we can put out content in a lot of different ways. And here's kind of a quick list between ebooks and videos and posts and emails and magazine, putting you in your own magazine, books, writing a book. It's all developing that personal brand. And by the time you're not looking to get a patient on day one. It's nice, but that's not the long-term play here. So the long-term play for your business is to educate the community and get them to understand that you are the authority. So when you're consistently talking about content in different ways and repurposing content, and really educating the community on what it is that you do and the benefits of using your service, whether it's pain or orthodontics or chiropractic or whatever, there's always educational-based things that you can put out there, and that's what we call it. It's educational-based selling. So you're selling without selling. When somebody comes to you and you look at and you see them as an authoritative figure and they are the go-to person, if I had a question, the first thing I'm going to think of is you, then you are well on your way to getting them as a long-term patient. And these things take time, but a lot of times they don't take a lot of money. It's just a matter of getting your content out there, and recording videos is a great one. Video-based marketing now is huge, and the amount of time that people are spending watching videos is phenomenal. So you really have to put the effort forth in order to create your expert status, and we can definitely help with that. Between all the different materials that you're going to put out, another good point to this is when somebody comes into your office. What do they see? What do they feel? Do they see your awards? Do they see your, a lot of doctors will put up their certificates, their educational-based certificates and their diplomas, and that's an expert-based item, that's credibility, but it's not really giving them content. So we have to give them content that is coming from you. We don't want, Chiropractic Today sitting on the table and has nothing to do with you as the authoritative figure. We want it coming from you. Anything, we want it coming from you. You are the expert, so that when they talk to you, believe me, as we get further down the line into the sales process and closing these new patients, when you're seen as the authority, the sale's already done. All you have to do is tell them what to buy, and it's done. So we are working on the sale through education. So think about that. And most of the time people say, and again, I'm going to knock down one of your false beliefs probably in watching this video. They think, I don't have time to create all that. Blah, blah, blah. So that's a huge one. Sometimes it's true. Most of the time it is not. You just have to systematize that process between you and your staff and, a guy like me, something like that. But if you systematize that process, you can hit them with content over and over and over and over and not add more work hours to your week. So it's kind of a very cool process that we can put people through to create that expert status. But think about what you're doing in the community to educate them in order to eventually lead to that sale. So I hope this was helpful, and hopefully this is going to help you develop your personal brand. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. And until next time, I will talk to you later.